Alright, so we're going to do our front suspension. We're going to change out the strut on our 98 Corolla. We got our new Sensen strut. This is a KYB kind of universal boot. And then the tools we're going to use is our spring clamps. I got a bunch of them because this spring is kind of short and has a lot of tension on it. So 2 clamps didn't work. It wasn't enough in our test run. So anyways, we got our impact gun. Let's see, this is a 19 millimeter, which is good for the top nut, and then also for the bolts that mount the strut to the knuckle, that's 19 millimeters as well. Then for the strut mount on top, that's a 12 millimeter. And then for the little brake hose that mounts right here, that one is a 14 millimeter. And then these sockets are just for the spring clamps. Those are going to vary, of course, depending on where you got your clamps. These just happen to be a 21 millimeter and a 24. So that's what we got here. Then I also have the big 21 and 24 millimeter wrenches, so that because I ended up having to do some of it by hand, so that's what those are for. And then this 19 millimeter wrench is to hold the bolt side as I take the nut off for the strut. And that should do it. I think that's about all we need to get this done. Here we are at the bottom, and we're going to take out, actually first I'll remove the brake line. Let's see. There we go. 14 millimeter bolt, and then that you just push aside. And then I'm going to use our 19 millimeter. It's kind of a tight fit because the impact wants to hit this tie rod end, but it'll work. Nope, gotta use our wrench to hold it. There we go. And that bolt will easily come out. And then do the upper one. Yeah, these are held on with a lot of torque, and if you have a little corrosion, it might be pretty difficult to get this out. Let's see. Alright. Actually, I think if I just use impact, it'll probably back it out. There we go. So there's a lot of weight on this, so you gotta kind of support it to get that out. There we go. And then when we go to put everything back together, we can use the jack to lift the control arm and get this all to line back up again. Alright, then we can go on top to get the top mount. Oops. Okay, so we got our 3 12 millimeter nuts here. And you just gotta get ready, this thing's gonna drop. Gonna just brace it on the bottom. Oh. Alright. Okay. Now we can go ahead and just gotta wiggle it off of the knuckle there. There we go. And out we go. Alright, so I'm using the spring clamp tools to compress the coil spring, and this one's a little tricky because with these particular clamps or with this particular spring, I can't get a real good grab on it. On one side I can get it across 4 coils, but the other side only 3. So probably gonna have to use an additional spring compressor tool. We'll see how it goes, but I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these down and compress the spring. Oops. greased out. Let's see here. That one's getting tight. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so yeah, we're probably gonna have to use an additional clamp to make this work. But for now, I think that'll take enough tension off of it so we can at least take it apart. You gotta be careful because if there's still tension on this, everything can shoot apart when you go to disassemble it. Alright, so this top cap is actually like a grease seal that goes on the top mount. So definitely want to make sure and put that back. And if your bearings are a little dry, it'd be a good idea to grease them too. Let's see, so use the 19 millimeter to take this one out. Just be ready for it to pop apart. There we go. That wasn't too bad. You can see it expanded a little. Okay. So, oh, and there's also a seal in here, which you can see is disintegrated now. So I got a new seal for it as well, actually, which we haven't shown yet, which is an original Toyota part. Okay, so we can take our spring out, and then as you can see, all the boot and the bump stop is all, well, the bump stop is there, but the boot's falling apart, and we're not going to reuse that. We got a new one. And then, but you do need this lower spring cushion here. And it's got some dirt in it. So we're going to save that, and the rest is going to get trashed. Okay. Alright, so we need to reassemble our new strut. So we're going to put on the spring cushion. And then our spring, which has extended a little bit, might need a little bit of help. Oh, don't forget your boot. There we go. And I think we might have compressed this just enough to get it to go back together. Alright, oh, I'm gonna get my seal. Oh, maybe you want to cut for a second. I gotta leave the seal inside. Alright, so we got our new grease seal. This came from Toyota. This is the original part here. It's kind of this little foam cushion looking thing, but it's actually the seal for the bearing. I don't have any grease at the moment, but it'd be a good idea to pack grease in there. I'm just gonna pack the grease in from the top later on. But anyhow, okay, so we want to get our nut back on there, which, let's see, it's still in the socket. Okay. Alright, so the spring did expand a little, so I gotta hold it down and get the nut on there. Let's see. Oops. Now this is gonna be fun. This might be the part to get a friend to help. Yeah, if you can hold it down, I can put the nut on. Or if you want to put the nut on. Just, I gotta hold tension on to compress it.
Nut on. What's that? There?
Yeah, just thread it on.
Oh, greasy, dude.
Yeah.
You got a socket. It's a lot easier. Guys, does it take how many mechanics does it take to put
Two
a
guys,
nut
one nut.
Give me the socket. Hella greasy.
Yeah, because there's the grease from the bearings in there. That's how it works. Yeah, so you gotta probably do it by hand. Damn. That's why it's hard to do by myself. Is it going?
Yeah, it's good.
Alright, yeah, let's just get it on there. Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Two.
Perfect. Okay, good. Thank you. Alright. Now with a little assistance, that wasn't too bad. And then I'm gonna tighten it on there. And there we go. Okay. So now we got our nut tightened down, and then we can take it apart. So I want to make sure that the spring is sitting in the right place. This piece will rotate. It's nice and tight with that cushion in there now. So, or that seal. But okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take it apart. Or take the clamps off, I mean. This is a lot easier when you got an air gun. Alright, there we go. Now we're ready to put this back in the vehicle. Okay, so when we're putting this back in, this particular vehicle seems to have a yellow dot here marking which stud goes to the outside, and so you want to line that up with the strut so that it faces the right way and it'll go in correctly. So then we're gonna, there we go. I'm just gonna get the nuts started on there. We don't have to tighten them yet. Let's see. There we go. There we are. Okay, so they're just hand tight. And then down here at the bottom, you can see we need to lift this control arm a little bit so we can get that the lower mounting bolts to line up. Okay. So by using the jack here, we can just guide it into position. You gotta be careful not to push it too far. Let's see. There we go. That's good enough. Alright. And the bottom one. There we go. You're gonna have to move things around and wiggle it into place. There we go. And then we can use we'll use some air power to put this back together. And these do have to go on real tight, 200 foot-pounds on this nut and bolt right here. So we got our bottom nut and bolts tightened. Then we just have to put the brake hose in. Okay, so this brake mounting bracket piece here was not lined up very well for the length and position of this hose. So I ended up actually using the pry bar to pull it back this way, and then these channel locks to twist it so that the surface twists this way, so it faces where it needs to go. And then now I can actually get this bolt in there and tighten it all down. There we go. So actually, if you can see in there, it doesn't sit flat against this side because I twisted it, and but that makes it so it doesn't stretch the hose too much. Because yeah, that wouldn't be good to be yanking on this hose. Anyways, you had to do a little modification to get that to work right. And then the last part we gotta do is I just gotta go up top and tighten those top mount bolts, and then we're done. Let's see here. Yep. All right, that's it.